Coming up. For centuries, war has been the mother of invention. From the prehistoric spears of warring tribes to the atomic bomb that ended World War II, the Second World War also gave us this, a fascinating and largely forgotten engineering marvel, the Great Panjandrum.
So what exactly was the Panjandrum? In short, a twin-wheeled, gigantic, rocket-propelled monstrosity developed by the British to get past the German defenses on the beaches of Normandy for the D-Day invasion.
The Great Panjandrum, with its 10-foot-high wheels and explosive payload, was engineered to get past landmines, miles of barbed wire, steel obstacles, and eventually reach a 10-foot-high, 7-foot-thick concrete seawall and blow a hole right through it.
There was only one problem with their design. It never worked. Every single time they tested it, what they hoped would be a straight-ahead beach buster instead became an unpredictable whirling dervish of mayhem. Run, dog, run! Did I mention that it was also packed with explosives? And the Great Panjandrum was abandoned and kicked to the curb. But here's the thing, the simplicity of its design and execution, big wheels to get over big obstacles, is actually kind of brilliant. And I feel like the designers of the Panjandrum might have been a lot closer to success than we think. So, unmitigated failure or under-realized brilliance? That is what I have come to find out. And to begin, I'm going to take a much closer look at what I consider to be the strongest candidate for the Panjandrum's failure. Three, two, one! In unpacking the reasons for the Panjandrum's failure, I love the design, so I am inclined to look towards its execution, towards its propulsion, specifically its rockets. And who better to help me investigate this than a bunch of enthusiasts at the Aeropac Rocketry Club. There it is! These are my kind of people. Here we go, launching in 3, 2, 1, go!
Nice. Nice straight up.
This is not a bad hobby you have.
No, it isn't. It's a lovely hobby.
How did you get started?
I was knee-high to a grasshopper when the whole moon program was going on. And of course, every kid I knew wanted to be an astronaut. I would build my rockets in my room, and folks would take us out on Sunday afternoon and have a picnic and launch rockets.
Describe to me the average membership of the Aeropac Rocketry Club.
All walks of life. We have guys who want to come out and shoot a little rocket like that off. Then we have people who come out and want to set altitude records and go to the actual edge of space using an amateur-built rocket.
How high can some of your hobby rockets go?
We had a fellow fly a two-stage home-built rocket to 260,000 feet.
Whoa! These are real rockets. These aren't toy rockets at all.
They're not. They're subscale, small rockets, but they operate on all the same principles as the solid rockets that NASA flies.
I need some help. The two wheels of the Panjandrum were driven by a couple of dozen or more rockets mounted in each wheel. If you've got 20 rockets on one side and 20 rockets on the other, and only 19 of them fire, that's a problem.
Absolutely.
Making sure all the rockets, 32 of them, fire simultaneously strikes me as the biggest problem to solve.
The biggest thing is getting any rocket to light correctly, any solid motor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the hard part.
When solid rocket fuel ignites, slight variances in manufacturing and the chaotic nature of combustion itself can often cause rocket motors of the same specs to behave slightly differently, meaning getting multiple rockets to perform identically at the exact same time is no trivial matter. William and his Aeropack team are the perfect colleagues to help me figure out the Panjandrum's rocket propulsion system and start testing with the real thing.
And this is our Panjandrum.
Well, actually, a smaller 1/10 scale prototype we like to call our Junior Jandrum.
All right. Let's start attaching some rockets.
For our first test, we're going to attach 10 rockets, 5 on each side. That should give us equal balanced propulsion. The critical factor here is simultaneous ignition of all the rocket motors.
Now we wire.
Attention to detail is critical as we wire every connection precisely and hope that each of these igniters goes off at the same time.
I am curious to see if all 10 rockets fire simultaneously, and if they do, will it track straight? That's the behavior I'm going to be looking at for this test.
The test course for our Junior Jandrum trial run, just like the beaches at Normandy, we have our strip of sand, obstacles of barbed wire, steel spikes called Czech hedgehogs, and finally, the impregnable seawall, in this case made out of cardboard boxes, and of course, tiny heroic soldiers.
That looks beautiful.
It does.
All these leads are hooked up to our battery that will fire up our rocket motors and send our mini Panjandrum on its way. We hope.
We are hot. You ready to go?
We're ready to go.
All right. Here's hoping for 10 rockets all at once. In 3, 2, 1. Wow.
Rocket right there lagged behind by a fraction of a second, causing our Junior Jandrum to veer to the right. Also, it seems that the nearly 75 pounds of combined thrust produced by our 10 rocket motors was a bit too much power for our 7-pound Panjandrum.
I'm kind of inclined to try it at like 60%, like 3 rockets on each side.
We're going to take it down a notch and try to dial in this thrust-to-weight ratio.